It's time to rock and roll!
Is that a glass of wine?
Yeah, so the funny thing was, before her dad was here yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and they were doing work in the kitchen, and he left, and she gave him a beer that he didn't finish, and we noticed it last night before we went out to dinner, and we put the beer back in the fridge, and like, I'm gonna handle it. We'll handle it when we come home. I came home, and I'm throwing back the White Russian, and I'm like, I totally forgot about the beer. I pour the wine, and I open up the fridge, and I'm like, there's still this beer, so I just pour it, and I just chugged it down because
Nice.
it's been in there for like 12 hours.
Oh, well.
So,
And
yeah,
that-
so I've moved on to wine.
It's time has passed, I think. Hello, welcome to the Waffle Press podcast. I'm your host, Diego Crespo, talking movie hangouts. I'm here with my co-host, Universa.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I feel like since January is a bit of a slow month for all podcasting.
A little
You
bit.
know?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know. Yeah, you're not a podcast about movies.
Unless you're Roger Deakins and his
Yeah.
wife James Deakins, and they have Steve Yedlin on their podcast, and you're like, that's my Super Bowl right there. Go
Right?
listen
That's
to
his
that
wife?
after you listen to this one, everyone.
Super Bowl in 3 weeks. What was
Yeah.
that, Max?
I thought that was his sister. I don't know why. I swear to God, I thought it was his sister.
No,
You
that's
thought,
his,
you thought
that's-
the Deakins were siblings not married?
Yeah, I just
That's
didn't
his
even like
wife.
process. I'm like, oh, it's nice. They're siblings.
that's his wife, sir.
Yeah. Also, that's our
Mm.
guest and friend Maxwell Deering. Hi, Max. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Staying
Good.
toasty. It's
Yeah.
warm today outside. I went outside today on a Sunday morning.
That'd
It
be
was
nice. It's
Oh.
fucking cold here.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking cold. So, Max, tell us a little bit about yourself so I can complain about our otherwise wonderful time meeting last summer.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Did you tell Gene about the bike?
Okay, I'll say it first,
No.
and then you can tell us about it.
Yeah, no.
So I had to relearn how to ride a bike, and I was fucking struggling for that first half. But then on the way back, it was a breeze. It was like I'm totally comfortable getting on a bike again.
Oh, good.
But the big hang up I had was because Max was kind enough to show me to my hotel before we went back to his and his lovely wife Sue's place. And I was like, should I take my jacket? You think it's gonna get cold? Because it was like raining in parts of Spain when I was there,
Mhm.
and I went to Amsterdam after, and he was like, no, like it should be okay. Now it wasn't that cold, but when you're on a bike hitting a couple miles per hour, you know, wind operates differently. And it was very fucking cold. And I'm working up a sweat because I'm like, I don't remember how to ride a bike. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like struggling to stay on. And then I finally get the hang of it. But it was so fucking cold, dude. And I was in shorts and a black t-shirt. It was not
Why?
ready for
He
that.
struggled
was-
for us on the bike to get to our place. He learned quick on the way back.
Yeah.
I
He
don't
picked
I
it up
don't
quick.
I don't know why you would just wear that shorts and a t-shirt though.
Because it wasn't cold.
Yeah, see,
before.
I was wrong. I didn't.
You should have just took it.
I'm used to the weather, but like I wasn't that used to it. So for me, I was like, it shouldn't be cold. But then when we walked out, I'm like, oh, it is cold. I'm like, oh, you're in trouble. So I
It
put on
really
the jacket
was.
and
It
everything.
really was just more like being on the bike, like riding the bike. That's when it was really cold. When I was off the bike, like headed back to the to my hotel, like it was
Mhm.
totally fine. Like I was
Mhm.
fine walking. Even though it was like brisk, it wasn't like miserable. But
Right.
fuck, dude, it was so cold.
I think that's you made a bad decision right there.
Welcome
Yeah,
to the
okay,
rest
well,
of
it
the
was
world.
still a
We
good
don't all have
time.
great California weather.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's been brisk here too. And
Yes.
friend of the show, Shaq, said it was also brisk when he was here, and he's from Toronto. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
people know we're not exaggerating anymore. If a Canadian man says it's kind of cold in California, you know it's for real.
It's for real. Yeah.
Yeah. But
But,
Max, tell us a little bit
yeah.
about yourself besides lying
So-
to me about the weather.
I didn't know. All right. Well, so my name's Max. I live out in the Netherlands. I have been since 2017. I moved in with my girlfriend, partner, Seuss. I do hail from the States, but when I met Seuss, I didn't have much going for me, so I moved out here with her. I went back to school. I actually just recently completed my master's degree in film studies, as well as my bachelor in media and culture and film studies as well, with a minor in communications. and that was as early as September of 2023. That's when I graduated officially. So like, yeah, right now I'm looking for work, but I guess that's sort of like the broad strokes of me living out here in Netherlands. Uh, on the side, I write. I'm getting some help from friends we know and friends here on this podcast
Oh
with some
yeah.
editing. And yeah, it's I'm in that kind of moment of my life where it's like, all right, I'm ready for the next part to begin. And I've been at that point for like mentally for probably a few years now, but
Hmm.
now that school's over, it's definitely like, all right, it's time. It's time to make the next step.
Yeah.
And it's daunting, it's exciting, but you know what? It's good to be here, and I'm glad I've got people like you to talk to and shepherd me and whatnot. As just someone who has listened to podcasts a lot, it is a great honor to be up here. And
Oh.
you guys are, if you saw my Spotify rap, you were my number one podcast listened to last year, and mostly because you guys are just ridiculously funny. Yeah, that might mostly hail from the retrospectives, but listening to Matt and Diego go back and forth, that always puts a smile on my face because it's a constant "fuck you, Diego, your taste is wrong."
Well, thank you for listening to all that, and
Oh
it's an
yeah.
honor to have you here. By the way,
Yeah.
you and Suze were so welcoming and kind up there. Got to watch a little Eurovision together. Hit up that great whiskey bar. Yeah, I really want to go back this year. I'm gonna see what I can do. But
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
all the kind words about the podcast too. And I want to clarify also that I think the reason the retrospectives take up more of that listening time is because Matt and I don't really trim those down.
Mm.
We just upload like 3 hour chunks of a podcast, and it's like people will listen to that. And
Yeah,
it's
no,
true,
they do. Yeah.
like that's like
Yeah.
3 regular episodes of this. So
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm one
Yeah.
of the rare people. I'll tell you, I prefer a 3 hour podcast, and that's not because of my work, because I do the post as actual work. But like,
Mhm.
I enjoy a 3 hour podcast more than a 30 minute or an hour, just
Mhm.
because at that point you know that the people that are there, they're shooting the shit. You know, they're
Yeah.
they are just as much having fun with each other as they are talking about the thing they're talking about.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, thank you.
so yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, no, thank you, Max. Yeah, you're like a long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you want to say what you've been doing for the podcast as well, just as a plug to promote?
Oh yeah. So right now I'm learning to edit the shorts, edit video. Our mutual friends over at A4E, Mike Scott, Vice Victus, Liam O'Donnell. I'm also helping them out. I run the Discord server over there as well. I can't believe I forgot about that. I'm so sorry, Mike. Um, but I created the Discord for them last year when Twitter felt like every day and still every day is gonna explode. It's gonna happen. It's just prolonged death.
Yeah.
But I made that Discord for them and I run it, but like I've told them like it's yours. Like I
Yeah.
haven't handed it over just because I don't think they want the actual handover. But I run that. I sometimes stream movies. I did that last year in November, where I did a John Woo movie and a Godzilla movie leading up to the
Oh
release
yeah.
of Silent Night and
I was
Godzilla -1.
I think we watched Godzilla together.
Yeah, we did. So I run that, and then behind the scenes, I'm going to start helping Mike out with the editing of the podcast, and hopefully more, because I know they've got big plans for the Big Bad Film Fest this year in August. So
Nice.
yeah, I want to give a shout out to A4E as well. I was just on the other week, right before James Nunn, who kind of stole my spotlight with his excellent One More Shot, which we will talk about as a January movie. But yeah, Mike, Vice, Liam, great guys. I want to shout out Liam, who is, by the time this episode's out, I think we'll have wrapped on Warpath. So congrats.
yeah, I don't think he's
bud.
announced it yet, but I think this is his last week. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he posted a bridge explosion, and he said one day left or whatever. So
Nice.
shout out to
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
Obviously very excited as one of the OG Beyond Skyline heads. But yeah, you're helping out a lot of good people and also us. So really thank you for all your time and energy.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
yeah, man, like fucking you're going to work on on learning like all this new material. Like I do like light editing. I don't do the extent of it that Gene does, like not even in the same vicinity. And it can be tricky. So like learning that stuff, for anyone, not just Max too, like it can be daunting, but once you like start, it's not like that complicated. It's just a lot of like doohickeys you got to keep track of. That's really
Yeah.
it. Like it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
there's a lot of sliding bars and
Yeah,
like
he's been
yeah,
shortcuts. Yeah, he's been my apprentice at editing.
he's
Hopefully, I
your
don't have to kill
Anakin.
you at the end of this.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
hope not. Yeah, we've been just chugging away in our sessions
Yeah.
through different time zones.
6 hours. Well, 9 hours in
And
your guys'
9,
case, but
yeah.
9 hours, yeah, because
yeah,
last night
I'm
Gene,
drinking wine and they're on coffee. So
yeah,
Yeah,
I am
yeah,
on
that
coffee. If I
explains
was
it.
drinking wine at 10:30 in the morning in my own house, I would expect some very concerned phone calls.
you can slip some whiskey in there.
No.
Only on like Christmas Day I would do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the
it's a
morning.
special occasion. Christmas
Yeah.
Day, vacations, obviously. I was basically drunk for
Right.
like 3 weeks.
Uh,
And then San Diego Comic-Con, which is just
Yeah.
right.
yeah, like you
Right.
don't really stop drinking for that if you drink
Uh-huh.
alcohol.
My dad,
Mhm.
because I didn't give you the whole background about me, but my dad, he
Yes.
works in comics.
Oh,
So
cool.
just as a bit of a more of a background about me, I have grown up in a media film and comic book household.
Ooh.
So I have a background in comic books. My dad, Mark Deering, he's an inker. He's an inker for comic books. He inked stuff like Blackest Night, back when that was big.
Oh,
He's done some Star Wars comics like
you
Afra.
you're just telling me this now. Like I read Blackest
Sorry.
Night when
Yeah,
it was coming out.
I remember
I never
he
knew
did the
this.
spread. He did that 2-page spread of Hal Jordan and Sinestro. Like I think they were interlocked or something.
Yep.
He inked that. He could
Okay.
never sell it because like that went to like John's or whoever.
Yeah. Oh my
but,
God, I never knew this about it.
Yeah,
I
that's so
didn't
cool.
either.
It's just
Sorry,
like, just
it's one of
telling
those things I
us.
always forget.
Yeah.
But
What
there
other
was like
comics?
so he did the green.
I don't know. That's a pretty
Afra.
big one already, man.
Yeah, it's
That's-
like yeah, Afra, Blackest Night. He's done some stuff for Marvel. The thing is, he's kind of, I think, a bit stepped away from the big two as in recent years, just because of their how they work people and residuals and all that, which we're all very well aware of. Right now, I think he's comfortable with me saying this. He is trying to start on his own new company, something small, something indie, but that's something I have to inquire more about him for. I have to talk to him about, but yeah, no, so I have a background in comic books. My aunt Amanda, she worked at Pixar. I think she still works at, Pixar. So I have a deep background in just all the nerd shit. Comic books. I like Diego. I don't really keep up with it as much anymore because it is very expensive and no idea where to start. However, my enthusiasm for and the knowledge that I do have has actually influenced Seuss, and she's actually taught and read up on some of it. She got interested in Miss Marvel and Miles Morales, especially after Spider-Verse. I had a point to all this, and it's slipped my mind.
You're just saying like kind of like your sort of like background in all this.
Yeah, it tied into the conversation, but yeah, I have a background in all of that. So my dad always took me to the movies, very much in the vein that there was stuff I probably shouldn't have seen when I was young, but who cares, I went and saw Matrix in theaters. I saw Blade 2 in theaters.
Nice.
My first official movie that I was never actually born for, but was definitely around for, was Batman Forever. And my mom will tell you that she can't stand Kiss from a Rose because when she was in theaters watching it, I was just moving, I was kicking, and she says she can't listen to it because it makes her nauseous. And I'm like, I fucking love the song. So yeah,
it was like when you're in the womb, it was ingrained in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my first drunk karaoke songs. Obviously, I did not nail those fucking pitches,
great.
those fucking high ass notes.
High
but
ass notes, yeah.
It's a very
That's
fun one.
it's a good I like
Yeah.
that song. I remember
So
when I was like 5 and like watching Batman Forever for the first time. Like that's such a good song.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm
But
I'm
it's like
sorry she does not like it.
yeah, Batman Forever is a great movie too. I
Yeah,
think
it's been a hot minute. I need to rewatch that and Batman and
yeah,
Robin. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's a
such
Chris
a
would like
good
them.
it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Um, I like it more than the first Tim Burton Batman.
oh
That's
I think
fair.
that's
yeah, I
That's
would
probably
controversial.
say
fair.
that too. Yeah, I would say that
Yeah.
too. Not as
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
no,
as Batman Returns.
No, Batman Returns
No.
is a masterpiece. That's like top
Right.
yeah.
two Tim
Top
Burton
shelf.
movies.
Top
Yeah.
shelf.
Yeah.
That's a fucking amazing movie. But yeah, Batman
Yeah.
Forever, thumbs up. Um,
I was
shout
gonna
out Joel Schumacher. I know, you
yeah.
know what? We should also say the episode today is about January released movies, what it's like being an action fan abroad as well for
Mhm.
Max, what it's like being because like January movies, they have such this reputation where it's like, oh, it's a dumping ground, and like it kind of hasn't been
Mhm.
for a while, in my
Right.
opinion.
Mm.
But it's also just like kind of never been because of
Mhm.
award season. Like,
Right.
because LA and New York and like maybe some other cities sometimes get
Uh-huh.
all the festival or the award contenders in December, but everyone else gets them in January. So like, unless you're like a film critic or in the industry, you can see them earlier. But like, it's I don't know. I've never
It's a
liked
weird.
that.
It's a weird. It is an actual dumping ground, but it also isn't because you're kind of getting the runoff. It essentially what January is for stuff that's not officially released in January, like for instance, The Beekeeper,
Mhm.
um, as the most recent example. It's basically like that's the time when they announce essentially the Oscars. We're coming off the week of they just announced all the Oscars, and so now all those films are like basically finally in theaters, and that's before we get into this particular last year with like the strikes and whatnot. Um, because for instance, I don't know in the States if I think Poor Things is a 2023 release, but I
Yes.
know for a fact we were supposed to
Yeah.
get it September through December of last year in 2023. But I know the strikes, they ended up pushing that back to this year because I remember that they had a release like lockdown for September and then they didn't. Um, as just an example, but that it's a whole different can of worms when it comes to international releases
Right.
and whatnot. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's always been some like interesting January films. I always thought like, yeah, Book of Eli.
hey, that's on my list.
Book of
Yeah.
Eli. That movie does
Yeah.
kind of slap. That's my favorite Gary Whitta movie.
Gary Whitta.
Yeah.
Writer,
Yeah, no, that's
screenwriter
fair.
Gary Whitta.
Yeah.
Who's popular
Just
in the nerd space. Also wrote,
I
I
will be
believe, one of the
rewatching
original
that this
drafts of
week.
Rogue One.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll be rewatching Book of Eli this week for an appearance on another podcast. So
Hey,
yeah, that'll be fun to revisit.
Book of
yeah,
Eli prequel.
yeah. I was gonna ask about that, Gene, because you're the biggest Book of Eli fan, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not being snarky. Like, I think he is.
Mm.
But what do you think about that
Uh,
prequel series?
it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll see it. It has Michael B. Jordan. That's correct.
No, it
No,
has John
John Boyega.
Boyega.
John Boyega. Okay,
Yep.
my mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, John Boyega. I don't know. Yeah, it's like yeah, it'd be interesting. The only thing I like kind of worry is like, is it gonna be like too like religious or something?
Mm.
Is it is like the Bible is such a big thing in that movie, right?
Yeah, but it's also like, if I remember the conceit of the movie, it's that like there's just like no more literature at all, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the only thing that stood the test of time, which could, be very easily co-opted by the worst
Right.
people imaginable.
yeah.
But as like a narrative conceit, it is interesting,
Yeah.
So I don't
Mhm.
know. It could go either way. I have no idea who's attached besides John Boyega, and I
John
like John
Boyega.
Boyega, so
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad Homeboy is getting work.
Mhm.
John Boyega is great. I don't think the directors from Book Eli are attached. At least I haven't read anything.
No, I don't think so.
Um,
Mm-mm.
which
I
is
was
a
gonna
shame
say,
because
yeah,
they're good.
I was gonna say, yeah, or John Boyega things is just like, was it is Attack the Block 2?
Mm,
that-
yeah, that's gonna come out. That's a for sure. That's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah. Love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Joe Cornish like and him really reteaming for it, then I'd see it. I just don't see it happening with the modern landscape,
Mhm.
Like I bet someone was like interested in getting that made at some point. Like not just
Yeah.
them. I think they're interested.
You're
But I
right.
think now it's just like they're looking at the box office receipts of the first movie and they're looking at the landscape now, and they're like, if anything, you guys might make less money this time. You know,
That
which I
or
don't
they
think is
dump it
true
to
because that movie
streaming.
has such a big fan base now,
Right. Yeah. It's
and that
It's
is a
that or they dump it to
perfect.
streaming.
Oh God, no.
mm,
That is a perfect movie, by the way. Attack the
Mm.
Block. If you haven't
mhm.
seen it, um, yeah, I don't know. I think streaming is also just dying. Um, except for this is kind of another way to get back into January
Yeah.
releases,
Less depressing stuff. Yeah.
which January releases tend to be low budget horror
Yeah.
and low budget action. I feel like
Mhm.
the Extraction movies would honestly do really well in January. Although I think those are much better than some of the other releases in January, especially Extraction 2, which is so fucking sick.
Yeah.
Um, although now we get Scott Adkins in One More Shot this year. For those that haven't seen One Shot and One More Shot, it is their action movies that mostly take place in one location, done Birdman style, like invisible cuts, like all presented in like a long take, and that conceit can get really kind of boring for me. But with these movies, they're smart enough to because they're really stretching a budget here, first of all, and it's really impressive what they get away with. But they're smart enough to hand it off to like other performances and actors and set pieces, and they keep evolving the action as those movies progress. Like you kind of start with guns, and then by the end of One More Shot, it's just like a mishmash of like whatever you can get your hands on, and it's so sick. And Scott Adkins rules, and Scott Adkins got a big boost after John Wick 4, which I was really happy about. He's such a great martial artist, and yeah, it's One More Shot and One Shot. I think those are like kind of, I don't remember if One Shot was a January movie, but One More Shot is kind of like the perfect direct to video January movie. It kicks
I don't know if
a
you
lot of fucking
listened.
ass.
I don't know if you listened to Lay's A4E, but did you hear about their shooting schedule?
Yeah, I want to say,
No.
do you want to say it? Because it's
Yeah.
insane.
You gotta say
Yeah.
it.
That's what? So it was they shot in this airport for 4 hours at the
A
tail end
real
of the night. So
operating airport, by the way.
yeah, operating airport from like 12 to 4 a.m. Only 4 hours over the course of 20 days. Absolutely insanity. And
Yeah,
they pulled that off.
that's crazy.
That is wild.
That's truly crazy.
Yeah, and shout out to Mike's interview with Scott Adkins specifically about this, that he uploaded later, because everyone should go check that out. I'm gonna link that there, because I love those guys, but also like really, really insightful stuff. So link in the bio for that, or link in the description, not bio. But yeah, Gene, you haven't seen One Shot or One More Shot?
No, I haven't. No,
Okay.
I'll put it on my watch list on Letterboxd for sure.
Yeah,
For
no,
sure. Yeah,
they're
you guys have been
yeah.
describing it well. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking sick. I don't know what to tell people.
Yeah.
And James Nunn talked about this too, but I think the first one, like when I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks sick, but also it's another War on Terror movie. And then you watch it and it's kind of just like, I think it's really smart how this proposed trilogy has been evolving, where it's like the first one's sort of like the trickle down essence of like terrorism and financing in the War on Terror and just war in general. And you're seeing like the levels of it kind of escalate as the franchise continues. And it's like, well, these are like the grunts. These are the people who like purportedly believe in a cause. And it's like, well, really, it's about money, you know? And it's like there's ideas there, but also you're there to watch Scott Adkins kick motherfuckers in the head. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's a good time, man. It's as someone who has said action is like their true love. I think action genres, that's my true love, right?
yeah.
It's a happy place for me. I'm gonna watch these
It's also
until we get one last shot.
It joins a rare but growing league of films that I think we'd all call Metal Gear Solid ass films. I think Tenet is also one of them.
Yeah.
There's a particular sequence in One More Shot where all I could think of was like, this is a ripped straight out of like one of the Metal Gear games. Saying this is a person who's only played Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh yeah, that's the best one though.
Yeah,
That's the best Metal Gear.
I've only played it.
My
I
hot
still
take.
haven't finished it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game is unfinished technically, but not in my heart. It has an ending. It has a good ending, but I was gonna say, I know Nolan doesn't like doesn't use phones or whatever. Do you think? I think he plays video games. I think he has
Yeah.
to. I think
Yeah.
Diego. What do you think?
I think
Dude.
he has to.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
'Cause-
watch the end of Tenet and you're like this, like that's a dude who's played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
At bare minimum, he's played Call of Duty. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, he has Peloton, right?
Oh
He has
yeah,
Peloton, so it's like
yeah,
there are exceptions to his role.
yeah. Well, let's not spend time on that. But like, Google
No.
Christopher
It's
Nolan
like, let's
Peloton.
not spend
It's
time
very
on that.
funny. No, it's very funny. I'm not like angry about it. I love that story, but it's just like we're gonna talk about it all day if we keep
Yeah.
talking about
But
that.
I think he plays video games because I remember there was like supposed to be like a talk of an Inception video game and it just like never happened.
Yeah.
'Cause
That'd be
it's like,
great.
yeah.
That'd be pretty damn good.
And there were video games for Batman Begins. So I
Mhm.
think he had to have played or been involved. So I think we can say no, Christopher Nolan does play video games.
Yeah,
And
like
he has kids too. So
yeah, like the
Yeah.
Batman Begins one. That's like the licensing tie-in for every superhero movie, whatever had a tie-in back then. The Inception one's where it gets interesting because I do think that would make a really kick-ass video game.
yeah.
And
So what we're
do you-
saying is Christopher Nolan and John Carpenter might have been in the same lobby at some point.
Yeah.
oh, there's a good chance. Oh,
Oh.
there's no way Christopher
Are
Nolan
they-
doesn't love John Carpenter.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You just
Is
see
it no-
like you just Carpenter's just smoking a fucking doobie. He's like, yeah, man. Fucking playing Dead Space right now. What are you doing, Nolan? You fucking hack.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is Christopher Nolan PlayStation or Xbox though?
PlayStation.
I think he can afford whatever he'd like.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's true.
I don't think he
Alright.
has to choose.
Which
He's
one does
not
he
like us,
prefer?
Gene.
Which one does he prefer though?
I think PlayStation's just got the better stuff right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but John Carpenter's an Xbox guy, so like I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, but he
But-
plays a lot of multiplayer games. I
Yeah,
don't
it's just
imagine Nolan's a
Carpenter.
multiplayer guy.
Yeah.
no, it's
I
fair.
can't imagine that.
So
Unless he plays Halo Infinite.
yeah,
No.
nah, I don't think
No.
No, okay.
No.
Nolan, hop on,
so.
noob. No,
Nolan, play Alan Wake 2. This is my Alan Wake 2 plug.
Oh yeah,
Both
yeah,
of
yeah.
you
Alan Wake.
play Diego. I streamed it last night a bit for Diego. Alan Wake 2 is my new obsession. It is. I was telling Diego about this last night. Admittedly, I am a David Lynch hater. Before we go off, it is because I saw Eraserhead years ago at a theater, and it was so mind-numbingly like esoteric and just like the best interpretation I guess is high on your own supply. It made me upset because I'm like, it just felt like he was being weird for the sake of being weird, and I swore him off forever. I've been bullied and cajoled into watching Twin Peaks. It's gonna happen. I've softened. I'm gonna give Twin Peaks a solid shot, and hopefully I can see what everybody else sees because it stands. David Lynch has not worked for me. I say that knowing full well Alan Wake 2 is very Twin Peaks inspired.
Yeah.
But it's Twin Peaks, a bit of True Detective. It's great. It's everything. I truly can't wait for both of you to play it. I have to imagine you might become as obsessed with it as I am because I think it's so good. It's so good, especially as someone who I think all of us we like writing. It really like taps into that like, oh, you're a writer. Guess what? You're never gonna finish anything. You're a piece of shit. And it's like, no, I can't. I'm gonna shoot my writer's block in the head and fucking write my way out. Like it's great. But it's a January podcast, not an Alan Wake 2 podcast.
No. I mean, what I saw was really compelling. And other David Lynch heads, let me know if I'm out of line with this, but I recommended to Max that he should start with the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks, watch his movies after that, all the movies he can get his hands on, and the shorts, which used to be up on his website, but I think they're just all over YouTube now. And then do Twin Peaks: The Return. I think that's appropriate because the evolution of that show, when you start season 3, you're like, this is like, even for Twin Peaks, you're like, this is like weird. It's to kind of recalibrate your brain, unless you've seen like Mulholland Drive or oddly enough, Inland Empire, which I know some people are just like, what the fuck are you talking about? That movie's nothing. And then I'm like, this is the most beautiful work of art of the 21st century. So, different strokes is what we're saying here.
Yep.
But
All
yeah,
right.
that is my suggestion on how to approach David Lynch.
I'm gonna keep that in mind. As soon as
Yeah.
I can get my hands on the first 2 seasons. I have heard the first season is rough, but the second season is where it takes off.
For Twin Peaks?
Yes.
No. The first season of Twin Peaks is like Bah, 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 like banger, 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 banger. Season 2
Okay.
starts banger, banger, banger around
Okay.
episode 8 or 9, if I remember.
Okay.
It's
All
like
right.
you're, oh shit, this is so good. How can like how is it ever gonna get better than this? And you're like, oh, well, it kind of doesn't. And then it drops off because Lynch got like he left because he had to reveal certain things he didn't want to reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And Lynch has been very outspoken about having to reveal a certain thing killed the golden goose for that show. And he
Gotcha.
was like, fuck this, I'm out. Mark Frost and other writers take over. The co-creator, Mark Frost, who doesn't get a lot of credit for Twin Peaks, even though him and Lynch are like on good terms now. Like it's just
Yeah.
whatever. Um, but then Lynch comes back for the finale and he directs one of the most deranged hours to ever air on primetime television.
I remember all those weeks where people watch it and they were losing their shit. I think it rivaled that first season of True Detective on Twitter. Like people were like just going nuts about that third season. I
Yeah.
know bits and pieces. I know something. I know Nine Inch Nails shows up. I know there's something about a nuclear bomb, but like it's all pieces of
Yeah.
a puzzle that I have not even begun to put together yet.
Yeah. And to be fair, like it is something that you don't really have to put together. It is he's an artist that is more about expression than like plot, like the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks are like plot structure. They have like a more accessible structure rather.
Mm.
Um and then you watch Twin Peaks Return, you're like, why is this guy dusting for like an uncut 3-minute shot? Like what are we doing here? But if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't, and that's totally fine. It's just very different.
Okay.
Um, but I love it, obviously. I rant about it as not as much as I used to, but oh fuck, man. Twin Peaks is the shit. David Lynch is my god. Um, every video of him yelling at someone is incredibly funny to me, even though maybe don't yell at everyone. But it is very funny. Speaking of yelling, let's yell about some fucking January movies because January action is what we're mostly here to talk about. But last year we also got stuff like Megan, and this year we got stuff like Night Swim, which Gene,
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah. We talked about.
thumbs up or thumbs down on Night Swim? I can't really
Yeah,
remember.
like
Okay, the halfway, the half
halfway
thumb.
thumb. Yeah, half thumb.
Okay, all right. Megan, thumbs up, thumbs up, Megan.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I had fun.
All right, yeah. That last half hour is what you go to that for.
Sure.
But yeah, I just rebuke the January movie thing. Like we got like The Gray, like
Yep. That's
just
on my
over a
list.
decade ago,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like I think Joe Carnahan's masterpiece. I think it's a terrific movie still. And
We got your favorite film,
I don't know.
Yo Frankenstein.
No, no.
No, I Frankenstein with the Spanish language translation to Yo Frankenstein.
Hey, Mike, I Frankenstein showed up. As a January release. That's a bad movie, but
Yeah. Mike likes it, so we stand Mike.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I've never seen that movie. I don't know if I want to.
I think it's
you ain't
rough.
missing nothing.
I don't. I saw people compare it to Van Helsing, and I'm like, Van Helsing's fucking wild.
Mhm.
That's a fucking wild movie.
Van Helsing's an Oscar winner comparatively.
I just think I Frankenstein's kind of dull, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
So yeah, okay, so that's 4 films off of my the 20 I made. Just briefly sticking with a bit of more of the horror. So haha, you didn't ask me something that you usually ask the other guests. What I watch? What have I been watching? Well, for starters,
to be fair, Gene and I have been slacking on that because we usually just dive into the stuff, but we have been meaning to do that. It's always in the show notes, and then we just start talking, and it's like, well, let's just keep going.
Yeah,
It's like a conversation. But
No,
go ahead.
it's
What
fine.
have you been
I
watching lately?
Yeah. I finished the Badland Hunters, the new Don Lee joint a couple hours ago.
I didn't get to see it after all.
Yeah, it's fun. It is everything it writes in 10. Don Lee punches the shit out of mutants and raiders. Like 3 stars. Great time.
It's a 5-star,
but
3-star.
3 stars.
Okay.
3 stars. I enjoyed it. For me, this is a much longer rant, and I'll try to get that deep into it.
No, go.
But
Go
when we talk about reviewing and rating movies, I can't speak for the both of you, but I know I come growing up with my parents and everything. My dad, he definitely frequented what Ain't It Cool News. I didn't frequent that as much, but in my teens and in my early 20s, I definitely hit up BMD, and that's where I basically know everybody from. That was my first real experience with genre writing, like really in-depth good writing. So for me, I at least in terms of letterbox, when I rate things, 1 star, 3 star, 5 stars, what have you, that's more of like a brief indicator. Something that I've grown into is writing those reviews so I know how I really felt about it. But I really feel like actual number ratings are a bit arbitrary, even though most of the time I do rate stuff. But that's just like a soft, like, this is just a brief what you thought of it. And then if I really want to know what I thought of it, I go read what I wrote, so to speak. But long story short, Badland Hunters, I think it's a solid 3 stars. Anything essentially 3 stars and above is usually a good time. That being said, I did listen to your Geostorm episode, and Geostorm, good time. Even though I looked at my rating, I definitely gave it 2.5 stars. I still had a good time with it. Moonfall, not so much. Switching back, sorry to January movies, I apologize.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good.
In the realm of horror, I have the Mothman Prophecies, 2002. I watched that this month. I enjoyed it. Seuss did not, but I enjoyed it. I think it purposely doesn't answer all the questions it poses,
Right.
and that's both a good and a bad thing. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, for what it was.
A big one, I don't know if anybody knows this, Cloverfield.
Yeah.
I have that up there. Cloverfield was, I can't remember if I saw it in theaters, but I remember the hype around it. Like, just that it is the rare film with like something like this week. We just had the Monkey Man drop.
Oh yeah.
With Dev Patel directing, writing, starring, produced by Jordan Peele. It's so rare nowadays that we get a film that we know nothing about before it just drops. Granted, I think with Cloverfield, that's a different beast because we knew nothing about it before it hit theaters. All we had was like the found footage aspect of it, but that didn't really tell a complete story. I bring up Monkey Man because I think most of us kind of sort of forgot that existed, and then bam, they dropped a trailer, and we're like, "Oh shit, this is what you've been cooking!" Like, I want to go see that. And Cloverfield, I think, hits that same box. Uh, so Mothman Prophecies, Cloverfield. Cloverfield was one of the big ones, and then the other one, I think it's safe to say you guys are Underwater fans because I
Oh, yeah.
fucks with Underwater.
Oh yeah,
Underwater.
the Christian
Yeah.
Stewart movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that came out in January. I remember because I wanted to see it in theaters so bad, and then there was no release date in January. The pandemic obviously hit. For us, we locked down way faster than the States did. I think we were locked down basically mid-February. And I was looking, and there was no release date. And I actually called people because I'm like, I want to see this movie. And it didn't hit theaters. So I had to watch it through means that I will not describe. But Disney
Yeah,
Plus
you're
now
good, you're
exists,
good.
and I can watch
Yeah,
it
yeah.
whenever I want.
Mhm.
So
Very cool.
I think that is sort of like the end of the straight horror. Daybreakers is up there too. And then there's two from the 90s, but we'll get there. So Daybreakers, I enjoyed it for what it was. I it's mostly I know how much you love everybody loved that Kate Bush song from Stranger Things, Running Up That
Yeah.
Hill.
Yeah.
I think mutual friend A.B. Allen, my experience with that song was I didn't know Kate Bush did that. It was from Daybreakers from that trailer, and I was like, oh, Kate Bush, yours is inferior. This is the true Running Up That Hill.
I remember having
yeah.
that. I didn't feel that negative aftermath that you just described there. Because I think that's the best episode of Stranger Things where that song is predominantly
Really is.
played, and one of the best hours of television ever. I am like shocked
Yeah.
that it's from the director of fucking Free Guy, but whatever. No, but that was my first run in with Running Up That Hill too. Was that fucking trailer? That trailer's so fucking good. Maybe
Yeah.
like when you're in high school and you're starting to like get into genre stuff, you're like, this is gonna be the best movie ever, and you watch it, and it's like 3 stars. Yeah, it's like not
Yeah.
bad. It's just not like
Great
fuck, like,
trailer for a okay movie.
yeah, and you know that's totally like a movie that could be remade because the premise is so fucking solid. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing like wrong with the movie. It's just like, yeah, you guys did it. Like, all right,
I got it.
moving
I
on.
got it. John Carpenter's Daybreakers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
$1 million. The $1 billion
yeah,
at the box office.
yeah. And those directors, I can never remember their names, but like They were also one of the first people to have a movie up on iTunes. Did you guys ever see the movie Undead?
No, I've never heard of
Okay.
any even.
Yeah, there was like 85 movies on iTunes at one point. Like this is like the beginning. And I remember because
Oh,
I was introduced to Apple at a young age, so I
same.
learned all this stuff early on. I didn't know how to use a PC until I was like 18, you know. Um and Undead was on there. I was like, what the fuck is this, like just zombies? Like what is this movie? And it's like it's also just like uh a funky little genre thing. It probably came out in January too. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I always want to like those guys' movies more than I do. And they're not like hacks or anything like that. It's just like they can't fucking like just reach me halfway with
They
their
get there with that
very
final
interesting
act with Sam
ideas.
Neill. They get there with that, but like you wish more of the movie was the energy of the final act where there's the
Hmm.
blood orgy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They did a Jigsaw. Do you remember the Saw sequel spin-off
yeah,
Jigsaw?
yeah,
Yeah, that's the worst movie. Sorry, guys.
yeah.
But that one doesn't work for a lot of reasons, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know. See, like look at all that shit. That's interesting. And that all came out in
Yeah.
January.
I
Um,
have Hateful Eight up here. I don't think that's true. So I took this from an IMDb list. I don't know
oh yeah,
why
no, no,
Hateful
no,
Eight
no,
was
no,
up
no, no,
there,
no. Yeah,
but
Hateful Eight. Well, no. Okay, so this is the conversation we were talking about.
yeah,
It's December for Gene and I.
Hmm.
It's not December for everyone else.
yeah. I
We
wasn't
also
out
got the
here at that point,
Roadshow
so I have no idea.
version,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you
That's true.
know?
That is
Mm.
true.
So does that
I
does
think it
that
counts.
count
I think it counts. Yeah.
for January?
I think like a chunk of them count. Like I think a lot of people are now seeing the Zone of Interest, and I think that's finally now getting a wide release, and that's
Mhm.
across not just the states but here as well. We get it in a few weeks. But we just got Ferrari. I don't know if that was. I know you saw that in December, but I don't know if that was a wide release everywhere. But I lost it. Yeah, Hateful Eight. I think that one's a bit iffy. I think that was mostly a wide release everywhere, and then it just kind of trickled out into January.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. From last year, I have Plane, Gerard Butler, and Mike
Yeah.
Coulter. Plane, that was a very good January movie from last year. Uh, Gerard Butler never lets me down. I think does Gerard Butler? I'm looking. Yeah, he occupies two spots on my list. Can you guess the other one?
Angel Has Fallen.
Nope.
No, that was what when was
No.
that was in January? Oh shit.
No, there's one. We all like it. I think we've all seen it. It's Scuzzy.
Is it Den of Thieves?
Yeah, Den of Thieves.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
masterpiece.
Yeah, Den of Thieves 2018.
Oh God, yeah, that movie's so
Yep.
fucking good.
It's really good.
Like people,
Yeah.
I think people think like we're like exaggerating with the dudes rock thing with stuff like that. Like that's a really well made movie.
Yeah, no, it
Like
is.
yeah, it's a really like angry, mean, well made. Like
Everybody's
it's
a piece of shit.
yeah, but it's not like just like an like action like oh it's so fucking sick. Like it's again it's got like ideas on its mind. It's like the evolution of like militarism into like modern crime, which isn't that much of a thing we see in real life. Like we see that with like how it trickles down to like gang violence from like arms sales and stuff like that. This I understand this is like an insane tangent, but I think it's important for the Den of Thieves discussion. And Vice talks about it a lot with like the way military hardware and ideology kind of like is used abroad, and then eventually it's like, well, the American Empire is conquered so much, it's like eventually
Hmm.
it's going to turn inward.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like these are
Yeah.
real, tangible subjects that are from real life. It's
Yeah.
not just for the sake of a fictional movie. The fictional
It's a
movie
good
is not.
shorthand. It's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
There you go.
background
It's a good
shorthand.
shorthand.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
But there's obviously more to it beyond that as well.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
But you also get fucking the greatest Gerard Butler role ever in Den of Thieves as
we
Big
came here for
Nick.
the ass.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh god.
You know,
Come
I
here
just
for the
realized in
ass.
saying that that's the real thing that connects it to Heat. You've got Al Pacino saying she's got a great ass, and then you've got him saying we come here for the ass.
Oh yeah. If you put
Oh.
Al Pacino and Gerard Butler in a movie, I think film Twitter would just explode. I think it would
Gerard
end.
Butler
That's the
in
thing that would
Heat
kill it.
too.
He could play a role in that. He could do that.
Yeah.
There's one role where it would be he would be like the most vile, despicable person you've ever seen on screen, but he could do it. There's one role, and I don't
Yeah.
want to give it away for people that haven't
No.
read Heat 2, but
Okay.
he could
Yeah.
fucking do it. And like me hesitating to describe it anymore, anyone that's read Heat 2 is like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. So
Gotcha.
just
Okay.
yeah, there's a role for him for sure.
Did you, Gene, did you guys,
Yes.
did you find any January movies that piqued interested you, I suppose?
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna put recent January movies, and then
Mm.
yeah, the most recent one I saw, because it came out like this month, was the Book of Clarence.
Oh, how
Oh
was
yeah,
that?
Yeah,
yeah.
it was very interesting. And just like it's basically like a remake of the Bible. So it's like it's just with like Lakeith Stanfield, and it's like trying to recontextualize a lot of the things, because that's like stuff where the way the modern day world like views Jesus is like kind of like this white dude is like, well, it's like how would that happen? So it's like, not to spoil it, but it's like I won't spoil who cameos as that, but like there's someone that's also being like crucified that looks like the modern day Jesus. So they're like, oh, they just got it mixed up. It's from a fun celebrity cameo. I won't say who plays that, but like
Okay,
stuff like
okay.
that. It's like it's really interesting. It's funny. It gets a little heavy, but yeah, I thought it was really good. Thought it was
Is
pretty
it,
good.
would you say it's as fun as his last film, The Harder They Fall?
The harder. I haven't seen that, so I can't.
Oh, that
Okay.
movie is so
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I
yeah.
watched it last year, for the first time, and I was outside of its main star. Even admittedly, they're still very good in it, but
Oh,
like it's still what a great time of a movie. Like
yeah.
yeah, I've heard mixed things on Book of Clarence, but I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
to know that he's at least still being interesting. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the director's name is James Samuel. Um,
mm,
and yeah, it's unfortunate who stars as Nat Love
Uh-huh.
in The Harder They Fall, but it's
Right.
like, we didn't know at the time.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. We
Like,
did not.
exactly. Yep.
now we do,
Yeah.
so don't put him in more stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, there's like random um good January movies like friggin' yeah, obviously we said Underwater, we said Book of Eli. You know, there's just like Escape Room.
Escape. I like the
Oh, I
escape
didn't
Yeah.
see
rooms.
those pop up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Kid Who Would Be King, the Joe Cornish movie.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
Yeah,
shit. Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
a great
I still
movie.
haven't seen that. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's
Oh,
not as
okay.
good as Attack the Block, but like what is?
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I think I gotta check this one. Was Attack the Block January?
I don't
I
know. We'd have
don't
to
think
check.
so.
We would have to check.
Okay.
I think it might be March. But yeah, there are good January movies.
Yeah.
They kind of
Mhm.
come. Yeah, Underwater.
I got The
Um,
Commuter up here.
Oh
oh
yeah, there you
yeah.
go.
I
No,
There you go.
still I
Liam
still quote
Neeson.
that daily. It's just
Liam Neeson is
what
like
happened
the
to the other
king of
guy? He got
January. Yeah. Um. Oh. I was saving this one, but I'll just say now. Black Hat.
Yeah,
Black
that's
Hat
on my
was a
list.
January release. Yeah.
It is. I need to watch. That is on my list to watch this year. I finally pulled the trigger on Miami Vice. I
Yes.
am I joined the Miami Vice Hive.
Yes.
What a movie. That right after the club when they have the informant and they find out his family's killed and Jamie Foxx just looks at him, he's like, "You ain't got to go home no more." And just like the way he delivers that, and the guy he immediately registers, he's just like walks out in the traffic, like, oh, what a I vibe with it so much. I'm upset it took me so long, but Black
Yeah.
Hat is on my list. I'm kind of holding out on it because I think what they announced the director's cut, is that it? What's coming
Yes,
out?
which is available now.
Oh,
So
it is available. Okay, so then
yeah.
I need to get that's what I want to watch because from what I've heard, the theatrical version is truncated by a bit. But maybe you
uh,
disagree.
it's not that it's truncated. It swaps around certain sequences, which at
Mhm,
first you're like, that's weird. Like I
Mhm.
don't know how that would change that much. If anything, it sounds like maybe it'll throw it off more, but it's like it it just allows the tension to escalate in a more like traditional like narrative action movie sort of way. Because at
gotcha.
first it just kind of throws you in and it's like global meltdown. It's like whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck's happening
Yeah.
yet. And so like I think some people were thrown off. Like some people just don't like the filmmaking of Digital Man. Um,
Mhm.
But if you fuck with Miami
Black
Vice, you'll
Hat.
probably fuck
Yeah.
with Black Hat.
Black Hat
Okay.
hacker named Hathaway.
Yeah. And you know what's super
Wait.
funny? I didn't know this because everyone's like, Chris Hemsworth, buff Chris Hemsworth is a hacker, Thor is a hacker. That's not realistic. Apparently, the guy he's based on is even bigger and more jacked than Chris Hemsworth.
Yes, he, like,
It's Reacher. Fucking Reacher's walking around.
I
Yeah, I
know,
can
I
hack
know.
computer
Oh, yeah.
systems.
Yeah, it's basically that. And so I'm just like, man, fucking like, has everyone here seen The Wire? Because
I've seen chunks of it.
no.
there's something that happens in like the 5th season that is like you're like, oh, that's very unrealistic for a show that's otherwise very grounded in reality. And it's like, well, the guy that character was based on did that exact thing, and he
Yeah.
was even more impressive. We wanted to tone it down. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes reality is stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's true.
you know,
Okay.
That is true.
So then, would you recommend I watch Black Hat theatrical and then the DC, or maybe
Yeah.
just watch DC?
yeah, because I again, I don't think it's like such a drastic shift. I think it just allows it to be a little more accessible
Okay.
already.
Because I watched the Keep this month as
Oh.
well, first time.
Oh.
I get it. It is pure vibes and close to, if not straight up nonsense. But I vibed with it. I vibed with it hard. So
Yeah.
yeah.
By the way, I have to shout out Katie Walsh, who hosted the Collateral Q&A at the American Cinematheque at the
Mhm.
Egyptian Theater. Lovely evening, great movie. Got to show it to a bunch of people that hadn't seen it before, and they were like, "Yeah, I get it." And I'm like, "Yeah." No one doesn't like Collateral when they watch it. I've never heard someone go like, "Yeah, it's all right." It's that movie fucking rips. But if you're going
Don't
to
tell
like a
Seuss that.
Michael Mann screening,
Yeah.
I need people to understand he has been asked about what do you think happens to these characters next a million times. And also, don't ask him about the keep. He's not gonna he doesn't
No.
give a shit. Don't ask him about the keep, guys. Like, what are we doing here?
Mhm.
That's
He's not gonna go
that's-
back to it.
it's too
It's
bad
over.
because I think that's I do think it's very I won't say very good. It makes me wish he did more horror. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah, you could see like the other world of Michael Mann where it's like he could have committed to genre stuff if he didn't get fucked so hard on that movie.
Yeah.
Because part of that is him being difficult.
Yeah.
Another part of that is, I believe, Dino De Laurentiis being difficult. And yeah, so that he'll never do stuff like that again. But like, I don't. He wants to do like a science fiction movie, like a full-on science fiction movie, because Black Hat's kind of like his cyberpunk thriller. Even though it's all based in real technology, and that makes that movie like fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But I feel like he
Yeah,
could
yeah.
do
Show
a
Joe
lot.
Biden that movie.
I know. Show Joe Biden Black Hat, he'll just fucking drop dead. So
After
I have
Mission
mixed feelings
Impossible.
about that, obviously.
Yeah.
So two big ones I've got up here. Because I think I'm coming towards the end of the list. Big one, Triple X, Return of Xander Cage.
Oh yeah.
Great time.
Mhm.
I remember I think Seuss walked in on the middle of me watching that and she's like, "This is a great fucking time." I'm like, "You think this is good? Let's go watch the first one." Dude, where James Bond gets shot at a fucking Rammstein concert. But Return of Xander Cage, good. Its main star, notoriously difficult to work with, and now more so in light of stuff. But great time. Fucking Xander Cage surfboards on he rides a motorbike on a tidal wave, I think. Something like that. Something crazy. And it also has Donnie Yen and Ruby Rose and a whole bunch of other great people.
Yeah.
And then the other big one is Bad Boys for Life. Good stuff.
I saw that in theaters like 4 times.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
And then the world ended like 2 months later.
Yeah.
And now we live in hell.
Or maybe we were always in hell. and
Maybe we
that's
were.
it.
Just 2020 just exacerbated it. They broke down the walls. Now we all see the evil that resides around us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I feel like we need more horror movies in January. I feel like they'd clean up, or rather, we need maybe more original horror movies in January, because it feels like this is where like the generic slasher kind of comes in, and people kind of throw off the genre, like, oh, horror movies are just jump scares because they see.
I do have Split.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there we
Split,
go.
Split
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah.
Split's
Yeah,
a
I've
great
got Split
movie.
up here.
Glass too.
And Glass,
Yeah, I
yeah.
saw Glass.
Yeah.
The thing is, I
Yeah.
haven't seen Glass, even though I know what happens in it, but I didn't know
Yeah.
how everybody else thought about it, so that's why I didn't include it. There were plenty of those on the
Oh,
list.
no. We're
Yeah.
pro glass here.
Okay,
Yep, you
yeah,
love
I
it.
need to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. That's one of those films where I want to watch it with Suze, but I need her to watch Unbreakable. But I need to break up Unbreakable and Split far enough from each other so you'd be like, oh, she won't really appreciate it.
Mm.
Diego, I'm doing my best. I'm forcing her to get through the Alien films. Where we've been on Aliens forever. It's time for us to move on to Alien 3 because
Oh,
Romulus is
yes.
coming, and
Wait, okay. So when you say like you've been on Aliens forever, like
we've
have you guys
watched
sat
it.
down to watch it?
Yeah, we've watched it. I think
Oh,
we've
okay.
watched it twice because she didn't recall it, and I was trying to get it going beforehand. It didn't work. I mostly just wanted to get to Covenant, but like
Hmm.
I know for a fact I've only seen Alien 3 once, and I do want to revisit it.
Hmm.
But knowing that Alien Romulus is coming, I'm like, this is it. It's time. We need to go through this series. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I got to do something special for that because I'm like the alien guy on this podcast. I don't know what to
Hmm.
do, but I'll
Yeah.
think of something. Um, okay, when you get to Alien 3 though, remember it's the extended cut. This is
Yeah, no,
essential.
I've checked.
Okay.
I've checked that is that's there are so that's the sort of because to her credit, she's been much more interested in horror movies recently. I
Mhm.
caught her watching Child's Play the other day just on a whim.
Oh, nice.
So she's been exploring that binge on her own, which I really like. I think sci-fi she can be hit or miss on. With Alien, I think that doesn't bother her. She's fine with it. She does vibe with Predator though, but that might be because like I'm just really big on Predator. I'm more of a Predator guy than an Alien guy. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Predator's just a cooler like fucking creature, and you can do maybe a lot more with it. Sorry, Matt. I know you're listening. I think you're wrong. Prey is good. However, you're also right. AVPR is a masterpiece.
No.
But yeah, no, I plan on doing that with her this year, and then I need to pull the trigger on the Planet of the Apes films because Kingdom is coming out, and I haven't seen any of them outside of the Tim Burton films and the new ones that came out, the new trilogy. So that's
Oh,
on my list for this year.
okay. One, I gotta say, I think the Alien movies are like far and away the better made movies by like a
You
significant
are
margin of
correct.
Predator.
Yes.
I I would not want to make an Alien movie. And you know this, I would fucking kill to make a Predator movie. That would be so much fucking fun. And then two, yeah, get on those Apes movies, man, because like a lot
Yeah.
of them are like really good, and at the very least, they're all like really interesting. Like they tackle very similar material, obviously, but
Hmm.
even like the bad ones, it's like, well, that was like it wasn't really worth my time, but it was like interesting, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, there's the first one, obviously, masterpiece. The third one is like really fucking underrated. I think Escape from the Planet of the Apes
Is that the
is
bleakest one? There's one I heard with a
it's
nuke in it
fucking
where it's
it
like,
gets so
Yeah.
dark.
okay.
It
It's really
gets so
dark.
fucking
Yeah.
dark. But it's so good. I think that movie fucking it's so underrated.
Hmm.
That movie needs more respect, but
Okay.
whatever. Yeah, get on those Apes movies.
No.
They're so cool.
I have lists to pull off this year. It's finishing off Alien because I've seen all of them. Do Plan the Apes. I need to finally start watching Kurosawa films because I haven't seen any of his films, and I wanted to do it last year. I'm doing it this year. At least knock out the big ones.
Yeah, no. Just
Uh,
go in order of release. And then if you have trouble finding one called Dersu Uzala, let me know. I think there's a digital file that fell off a truck somewhere. Because that movie's like just really hard to track down. And
yeah.
yeah,
I want to say
unfortunate.
just briefly going back to Predator. It came to me in a dream when they announced they're doing more Jurassic World films.
Hmm.
I have $1 billion for you. Jurassic World film, put a Predator in there. Boom.
No.
Yeah, it's R rated, sure, but like for me, like that's my white whale. If they pulled up to me right now and said, Max, you get to make Predator film, what are you doing? I'm putting dinosaurs in there. You can't tell me no. That is it. That it's either that or pirates. But
Yeah.
it's fucking dinosaurs. Like we need more dinosaur films. Um, so I have 3 films left on my list. I'm gonna go back to the 90s, and I'm pretty sure you both dig these in one way or another. I have The Relic and From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah. I think The
And-
Relic is also underrated. It's not like a masterpiece, but it's a fucking wild time.
Yeah,
And
that is
like
a
we
fun
just
time.
don't get movies made like that like
What was
ever
it?
anymore.
It was
Mhm.
last year we were
Yeah,
trying to figure out what
yeah.
kind of movies do you want to become big after like the superhero boom is over, and I
Mhm.
just all I
Video
want is
game
creature
movies.
features. Creature
Yeah,
features.
there we go. Video
Give
game
me
movies or no?
yeah. If those honestly should be what released in January. Like Crawl, it, I think it did. What was it? An August release?
That was an
July?
August one, yeah.
August? Great time, but you know what? No, I would have kept Crawl in August. That's a great 6-pack beer. Fuck yeah, movie.
Mhm.
That I always have one of those a year. I think this year it's going to be Godzilla X Kong. That's going to be my heck, grab a 6-pack, grab a burger, go fucking nuts. Last year it was the Meg, but
Oh yeah, Meg
yeah,
2.
Meg
Meg
2,
2
yeah.
Hive.
Yeah, but from Dust to Dawn, The Relic, 96 and 97. Uh, I really do enjoy The Relic. I desperately wish creature features were a thing again. Um, and then From Dusk Till Dawn, I think that is it's a very good film that is very inspirational in ways that, to me personally, that I haven't really gone into, but like at least in terms of writing, like it's Western and vampires, and it's done very well.
It's good. We love
And
that one. We
yeah,
love that
yeah.
one a lot.
Do you guys have any others before I pull out the last big gun?
No, I don't
No,
think
no,
so.
go for it, man. Go for it.
Yeah, go.
Godzilla -1, minus color.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I
okay.
saw last night.
I'm cheating. I'm cheating. I know, but like that was the I was like that counts. It's in black and white, and I hope that both of you are going out to go see it in black and white because I probably can't because we're not gonna get it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gene saw it already in black and white. I'm going to this week. I have not even checked show times. I just want to. Um, and I have a sort of mixed reaction to the now in black and white trend because I
Yeah.
think there's a big failure of modern movies. I don't think it's in terms of quality. I just think it's in terms of like, hey, what about like formalism?
Mhm.
And it's like just because you make it black and white doesn't make it interesting. You have to color time it differently. It has to be lit differently. Like Soderbergh has that great cut of Raiders that's in black and white
Yeah,
with
it's been
Social
making the
Network music,
rounds.
and
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
just to like study it. It's not like the fact that it's in black and white and has Social Network music isn't like the draw. It's like just look at the camera, look at the lighting, and it still remains like such a great like tool for educating someone on how to like how to make a scene be like interesting or compelling, right? And for like Godzilla -1, I think is one of the top 3 movies of 2023, and it's a tough year for competition, you know. Um, I wouldn't say the lighting was the draw for me,
sure.
but
I would
seeing the
agree.
trailer, I'm like, okay, they put a lot of effort into actually making it like
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
not just like desaturated black and white. It's like okay, there's an effort to almost like light it again in post almost, you
Hmm.
know. Not like changing anything that's there, like it's all there. It just caught me off guard. I was like, okay, that looks interesting, you know.
Yeah.
I think Logan's another black and white movie where I was like, oh, this adds like a real texture to this movie that
Mhm.
a movie that I really really liked already
Yeah.
becomes much more interesting versus like Mad Max Fury Road where I'm like once in a while it's like that's a striking image in black and white. That doesn't work in black and white. That works in
Mm.
black and white. That doesn't. That doesn't. You know, so it was very mixed response is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Something I'd like to see more people do is what The Last Jedi did on that home release. There's a score only version of the movie, and
Hmm.
you just kind of let the images and the music carry you. It's really, really interesting. I would like more stuff to try that.
Yeah.
You could throw black and white in there if you want to, but again, it's like you
Sure.
got to really fucking
Yeah.
manage and massage that image to make it
But
interesting to
I
look
think that
at.
also speaks to the strength of the Williams score as well. Like if
Yeah.
you can allow that. And speaking of Williams, the greatest of all time,
Hmm.
get that Oscar nomination out of there. Get
Yeah, he does earn
God.
it.
Wait, what
Also
was he nominated for? I don't even know what he was
for
nominated for
Indiana
this year.
Jones.
Dial of Destiny,
Oh,
which
okay,
is like
whatever. Yeah, I don't know if it's a
I
legacy
just
award.
it's not like his best score.
No, it's
No,
not.
I literally can't tell you a single hummable like theme from that. And
I
I'm
guess
not saying
like
he always has to put
yeah.
out bangers, but like
Right.
how did he get it? But then Pemberton from Spider-Verse, like after weeks of sharing how
Yeah.
he did that score, like
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, do we want to just complain about Oscar nominations now? Because
sure, let's go
like
nuts. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
actually it's not that exciting, but I'm like, yeah, no, most of the stuff here like deserves to be here.
Yeah. I
Most.
think I do think without the toxicity that is born out of it, I do think Margot and Greta not getting their respective nominations, that is a bit surprising. I do recognize that the Best Picture nomination is more so for producers, but the film doesn't work without Margot's the lead, and it doesn't work without Greta's direction. So them not getting a nod is that's kind of a bit weird.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I agree. It's weird. I also have like weird feelings about there being less directors than Best Picture nominees, and I know
Mhm.
some people disagree with that, and that's fine. Because you're winning now, like your take is like fiscally the correct one with the Academy. I just think it's like a movie doesn't direct itself. Maybe if you get Best Picture nomination, I think you get Best Director nomination, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. I don't give a shit. I will say, like, yeah, Margot and Greta, like, I probably would have given nominations, and I do think Margot's performance is really underrated in Barbie, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
underrated.
Yeah, it is.
But we also got to shout out Greta Lee, who was snubbed for Past Lives.
I thought you hated Past Lives.
I I don't. Where did this come from? I don't hate it. I'm just like
I saw Past Lives. It was a movie, and that's it.
no. It's like a well-made movie. I don't think the writing was the strength, but it's well directed and it's well acted. The two things it was not nominated for. So I'm like, come on, even I'm scratching my head at that one. Um, and then of course Lily Gladstone for their nomination, the first Native
Yep.
American Indigenous person, but also want to shout out Yalitza Aparicio for her nomination for Roma because I think people overlook that. Like that is also an indigenous North American,
Yeah.
just not from the United States. So
Yeah.
people didn't like, I don't know. People have been weird about that. Where they kind of, I guess, just forgot.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like accidental racism, not like harsh, like intentional, but it's just like yeah, a bunch of white people fucking run these
Yeah.
Academy Award thing. So like whatever, you forget it. You're gonna die soon. But yeah, I don't know. There's like
Jeez.
there's fuck them, whatever. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
No, it's funny. It's funny. It's just like caught me off guard.
Sorry,
No,
I'm
it's
not
okay.
angry today. I don't know where
Yeah,
that
no.
came from.
It's out of
There's
pocket.
something there.
Yeah.
There's a little
Yeah.
something there. A little
And
bit.
then I got to see Anatomy of a Fall, but from what I
Mm,
understand, that movie is very well received, and that
mm,
director also Justine Trier also got a nomination.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's not like um there's not stuff to celebrate, and it is just a
yeah.
little odd that it's like Margot and Greta didn't get the nomination. It's like
Hmm.
they got it's
Best
the most
movie.
profitable movie of last year. It's the most
Yeah.
successful movie of 2023.
Yeah.
So, and it's not
I
like the
think it
movie
could have
didn't get
been.
other nominations. So
Yeah.
it's just
I think it
important to
could have
keep
been a
stuff in
bit more
perspective is
exciting.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla minus one sweep. It's gonna lose to the creator. I can feel it in my bones.
You
Like,
know what? I don't think so. I
no.
think I think Godzilla minus one is going to take that because it's the only nomination it got, first of all, which is like kind of wild.
Yeah.
Um, and then it's also like not enough people saw the creator.
Yeah.
Like
I,
internally in the industry, that movie had buzz,
Mm-hmm.
but like
Mm.
not enough normal people, I guess. And there are normal people in the Academy, which is why you get some boring ass picks for movies sometimes.
yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think it's a bad lineup this year. It's just like it's not. I'm not that excited. I'm
Yeah.
like,
They could
yeah,
have added a little bit here and there to like spice it up a bit.
yeah.
Um,
I'm fucking bummed out because Asteroid City just completely locked out of like
Yeah.
every
yeah.
award
Yeah. Mm.
contestant this year.
It's hard. Yeah. That was.
And that
Yeah.
was good. I
Yeah.
watched that. That was very good.
Yeah,
And Penelope Cruz not getting it after I watched Ferrari last night.
I was waiting to
That's
drop
kind of
that like the
wild.
nuclear bomb. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the best performance of last year. That's like a top 5 man movie performance.
Hmm.
Which if you know me, I think holds some weight.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's devastating in that movie. She's like cosmically good in that movie.
Lina Lardi.
Yeah. Oh, dude, every like little affectation and shit is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an all-timer snub. That's Adam Sandler not getting in for Uncut Gems level snub,
Oh
if not
shit, I
more so.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. You ever
Oh
get
my
just mad
god.
about something you forgot about real
Oh
quick?
Jesus.
Yeah. So,
Well,
anyways, I don't know.
was it Stallone? Was he not nominated, or did he not win back
He
in
didn't. He
2015?
didn't win for Creed. It went to the other guy who I do like, but it wasn't his award that year.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It
Sorry,
happens,
Academy.
on one side of things, the Oscars don't really matter.
Yeah.
Awards only matter like when they go to the people that deserve them. And
Yeah.
on the other side, it's like, hey, they can bring attention to very interesting movies. Zone of Interest is like selling out in theaters now. Like it's
Mhm.
hard to find a good seat in that for like New York, Chicago, and LA. I think a friend of the show on Twitter, Brandon Hodges, was saying like, after work he's trying to find a showing and it's like they're fucking filling up. I
Yeah.
haven't seen Zone of Interest yet. I'm sure it's terrific. It just seems a little heavy, but Jonathan Glazer doesn't miss. He has not
Yeah.
missed
Yeah.
once. I'm sure that movie's basically a masterpiece. I'm very excited to watch it when
Same.
I'm emotionally ready, I guess.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's like, it can bring attention to that. And like if Past Lives got some more love, a lot more people would watch that. A lot more people would be willing to give Celine Song another shot on her next feature, So it's just important to keep perspective. Doesn't matter, but also can matter for people that could use it. So
Yeah.
Nominate Den of Thieves 2 though when it comes out. Yeah, let's
Oh,
fucking get that train
let's see
going.
that. There we go.
Yeah.
You know
I'm just
what?
saying.
I'm just happy. I'm happy with the Godzilla Minus One nomination. If it wins, great. Outside
hope
of that,
so.
and I think Lily Gladstone winning, like
Yeah.
that's cool. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
also kind of crazy. Like even the MonsterVerse films weren't even nominated for special effects. So, like it's
Mhm.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
But
they don't watch movies.
they don't.
No.
But hey, yeah, what are you gonna do? We don't run the academy because I
No.
don't know. I don't even know how you would run it. Like, yeah. That's a can of worms.
Yeah, I ain't touching that one. But yeah, that's I guess that might be it for today. I think we could wrap up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody have anything else they want to shout out or talk about or yell about?
I don't think so.
All of you who bookmarked that Sydney Sweeney tweet are going straight to hell. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't, but
No.
I know people are fucking getting weirder on the internet, so I feel like I'm okay not knowing.
Yeah, me too.
So we're just gonna
I'm surprised because
we're just plowing ahead. We're just gonna skedaddle past that one. I don't have
I'm
time
not
to
gonna go
unpack
see
all
Madam
that, you
Web,
fucking
but go with
weirdos.
God.
Wait, what?
I'm not gonna go see Madam Web, so go with God.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, if anyone wants to do it for an unfunny bit, like go ahead, because that movie's not making money, so don't worry about that. Like
You said
honestly,
the
like
same thing
don't.
about Venom.
No, Venom in hindsight, of course that was gonna make like $800 million. Like people like Venom. No one knows who the fuck
Fair.
Madam Web is.
Yeah.
No one
when
knew
I-
who Morbius was.
Right. Yeah.
When I told Seuss about the actual character Madam Web and how she's like an old lady who just sits in like a void of like web, she's
Yeah.
like, that would have been cool. You get an old lady. I'm like, yeah, but like there's no sex appeal in it. Like I can't I could barely tell her anything about Madam Web, and then all the other characters in it, I think I know Julia Carpenter by name, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck these other people are. These are Z-listers, and this is coming from a non-Spider-Man, like not the biggest Spider-Man fan. So I'm like, I don't know. This is D-lister the movie.
Yeah, it's funny. The '90s cartoon for Spider-Man had Stanley's wife voice Madam Web.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like,
Well, that's who's that's Anya Corazon, right? Isabella Merced.
So
Right, Gene?
Madam Web is the
No. I know Madam Web. I'm saying like I'm trying to think because there's like the D-listers in there. Anya Corazon always feels like she's a character that's like on the bubble of becoming a C-lister.
Right.
That's the only reason I'm bringing that up.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 Spider Women.
Yeah. And
So
then Adam
Julia
Scott's probably
Carpenter.
playing Uncle Ben, which is like just an insane.
What was
Weird.
it? That tweet with
Insane.
him and the fortune cookie, and it's gonna say, it's gonna say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
That would be the moment if that happened. I probably would leave the theater. I'd be like, okay, I'm tapping out. Like, I'm not gonna sit
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah.
No, and it's also just like just a Spider-Man nerd thing is like, oh, spider nerd, Jesus Christ. Like the idea of like the interconnectivity of like the multiverse and what makes a spider person and stuff like that. And it's like it's such fucking bullshit. It's like those
Yeah.
Spider-Verse movies, they're so good because they manage all the bullshit that I don't give a fuck about with Spider-Man comics and make them narratively and emotionally and thematically
Mhm.
compelling. And
Yeah.
then the live action movies are like, oh, we can also do that really well. And it's like, no, you can't. You can't do anything. You have not made one complete film that wasn't like a disaster behind the scenes, except maybe Let There Be Carnage, which just was like a very rushed production, but you know, not a disaster. Um, but it's like, yeah, man, that's fucking just wild that it's like they took a break after they gave Marvel the MCU Spider-Man. Like, we're not gonna do that. Okay, but now we're gonna do it because people like Spider-Man movies again. So now we can do the Venom movie. Now we
Right.
can do Morbius. Now we can get another Sinister Six going. It's
That's
just
what I'm
like,
saying. Venom becoming successful was a mistake. If we let Venom die in the crib, we wouldn't be sitting here with
Oh.
Morbius, Craven, Madam. What's the other one?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're getting
Yeah,
Venom.
there's
3
a
this
lot.
year.
There's a lot. Yeah. I mean, there's too many to name at this point now.
yeah.
Uh,
We're also Craven. Can't
Raven.
forget
Yeah.
Craven.
I don't want to.
Craven
Cracker
Nation.
Barrel Black Panther.
Oh man, I don't want to examine these movies.
Well, we'll be back for Craven Nation, everyone.
Oh,
Ha-
Cracker Barrel Nation.
Or well, Gene, what did our friends at that 90s Spider-Man show call
Oh
it?
yeah,
The
it's
Year of Craven?
the year of Craven, but they called all the Sony movies a like critically ill cash cow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All these movies are gonna bomb this year. It's gonna be wonderful for the industry. I'm not
Jeez.
even joking. I think these movies not making money anymore will be very good for the health of the industry.
Yeah.
Now we just need Deadpool 3 to bomb and we'll be
Jeez.
off to the
Oh
races.
God, it's
Yeah.
not. As soon as that first trailer drops, everyone's gonna fucking explode. It's over. It's Joe over.
Joe.
Yeah.
And my prediction, it caps out at 600, maybe 700 million. I was right about Aquaman. It's coming up
Yeah.
on that 500
Yeah.
million.
Yeah.
Never doubt me. All right, everyone. Max, thanks for joining us on this wonderfully structured episode today. Thanks for hanging out and talking with us. It's always a pleasure to see you. And
Same.
yeah, we'll keep the WhatsApp going because every other fucking country in the world is smart enough to just use WhatsApp instead of paying for fucking cell phone plans. But
Texting.
whatever.
Right,
It's fine.
right.
It's fine. You
Oh,
guys are doing it
shit.
better. Plugs, where can people find you online?
So you can find me across every piece of social media. It's a variation of ODST Spartan. That's from my Halo days. It's usually capital letters, ODST, and then Spartan. I'm on Twitter. I have a Reddit that I just browse every now and then. I do not have an Instagram because I take foul pictures. But my claim to fame is I do hang out on Discord quite a bit. I'm trying to cut back on the gaming. I play too much Destiny 2, but that's for another time. You can find me on Discord, ODST Spartan. I'm in the Waffle Press Discord. I'm in the A4E Discord. Talk Film Society, friends over there as well. Yeah, ODST Spartan, Maxwell Daring. I am there.
All right, man. Thank you. Gene, any plugs?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter along that last and Instagram, G9892. Yeah.
Yeah, and then all the stuff is down below for the rest of us on the podcast. Max, thanks again. This was a blast. We'll be talking more soon. And yeah, everyone else, like and subscribe. If you didn't like this episode, like and subscribe anyways, because you might find something you do like. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We have been professionally unprofessional.
Wait. Matt,
okay.
if you're listening, I'm going to hijack one of those retrospectives so you can tell me to fuck off.
Okay. We'll see what we can do. We're planning the next season right now, which is very exciting. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye.